First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
New information in a double homicide in Virginia Beach.
They were the sweetest people. They would go to the end of the earth for anybody.
What we learned about the victims, and she's accused of killing her newborn baby.
I have briefly met with Rebecca's mom. I think distraught is the proper term. Rebecca is as well.
Hear what happened when this Currituck County teen appeared in court, plus a bear of a traffic problem on a local highway. Hear how he ended up here. We're going to get to that breaking news about a deadly shooting in Norfolk. First, though, let's look live at Super Doppler 10 radar. Areas of Hampton Roads are seeing heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. What can we expect for the rest of the evening?
10 on your side, Chief Meteorologist Don Slater is standing by in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. Don, a lot going on there on radar behind you.
Yeah, there certainly is, especially from Williamsburg and Jamestown, and now entering Newport News. And Surrey County, you're getting socked with heavy rain into your area. Sussex County as well. We move in for a closer view of the warned area. There is that warning in effect until 5:30 this afternoon. Newport News, you are right into the sights of that. And Williamsburg, too. However, the biggest action right now is toward Pleasant Point, Ship Oaks Plantation, starting to move on out over the river. Now, the thing about this is, at its present rate of speed, we're going to widen this picture out just ever so slightly, just to give you an idea of what's going on and where this storm is moving. And I'll manually storm track it for you. Moving generally eastward at about 25 miles an hour. And I'll give you some locations into here as to when we might see some of this. Lee Hall, Maple Grove, Kentucky Farms listed right into here. And really, by the next 15 minutes, it's going to be starting to hit toward the Fort Eustis area. So again, this particular area is out there. There's more heavy rain into Sussex County, entering Surrey County. And we got one little shot of rain moving on up the bay, but again, that particular area is mostly offshore. But look at all the lightning on here in the past 5 minutes. 3,000 lightning strikes in the past 5 minutes. Torrential downpours right now are the biggest effect out of this. Some quarter-size hail, possibly 60-mile-an-hour winds. We'll update this for you coming up in just a few minutes with our weather forecast.
Thanks, Don. We're following breaking news out of Norfolk, a deadly shooting on Goff Street.
Police officers there now combing the area for clues, and our Jason Marks is there as well trying to get some answers. What's going on, Jason?
Well, Tom, I can tell you this whole thing started just after 2 o'clock. That's when the shots rang out in the area. Officers from Norfolk are focused on that corner apartment here at the Goff Street Apartments here in the Huntersville section of the city. We're told that just after 2 o'clock, the call came into 911. Shots fired in the area. When officers arrived, they found a man who was dead. Now, we don't know where the body is, whether it's inside the house or on the other side. This is our vantage point right here, but you can see they're really focusing on that bottom apartment. Plenty of people, as you can imagine, around at the time, so a lot for officers to do. Detectives are combing the area, going from door to door, trying to find someone who saw something or who knows something. Right now, police are not releasing the name of the victim or how old he is, and right now, police don't have a lot to go on as far as suspects. They're asking for your help. If you know anything in the shooting, give the crime line a call. Of course, it's still a developing story. We just arrived on the scene here shortly ago, so we're going to continue to gather details. We'll have the latest for you coming up tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6. But for now, that's the latest here from this deadly shooting in Norfolk. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
A lot more work for detectives in Norfolk, and police are busy with a tragedy in Virginia Beach. An elderly couple found dead just after 10 last night. Police found longtime residents Eugene and Mary McNeely inside their home on West Colonial Parkway near Mount Trashmore. 10 on your side's Lori Crouch has the latest in the investigation there.
Police have released very little about what happened inside the home. We can tell you that they have one person in custody. No charges have been filed yet. We spoke to one of the grandchildren earlier, too upset to talk on camera. She did say that this home was where everyone gathered. Her grandparents married for years here, leaving a void difficult to fill. James Lee lives across the street from this house. To him, the couple was more than just neighbors.
The sweetest people. They would go to the end of the earth for anybody.
Lee can only stare blankly at the home where Virginia Beach police got a call to check on the couple around 10 o'clock Tuesday night. When officers arrived, they found their bodies inside. With the assistance of the SWAT team, officers searched and took a person into custody. What happened and why? Too hard to understand.
I couldn't imagine why he would do something like that or why anybody would want to do anything like that.
She was known for her green thumb.
She had the most beautiful yard. She was always working in her yard to put mine to shame.
Neighbors say he was on the mend from health problems. Both remembered for their unwavering faith in a higher power.
And she talked to me sometimes, and I asked her how she's doing. She said she'd just be like, God is good, and she just keep talking about God.
A lot of love left to give, a loss so hard to take.
And he would always put a smile on my face, and I just can't believe he's gone.
Again, police do have a person in custody. We're told that person is being held on unrelated charges to this case. Look for the very latest on this investigation online at WAVY.com. In Virginia Beach, I'm Lori Crouch, 10 on your side.
The Currituck County teen charged in the stabbing death of her newborn baby girl appeared briefly before a judge this morning. 16-year-old Rebecca Jo Blackmore faces first-degree murder charges. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle tells us what happened today in court.
A probable cause hearing set for Rebecca Jo Blackmore here in the Currituck County District Court was continued for 2 weeks this morning.
Blackmore made a brief appearance in court only to learn the date was reset for July 18th. Family members were there but declined comment. Her attorney is Chief Public Defender Andrew Womble.
I have briefly met with Rebecca's mom. I think distraught is the proper term. Rebecca is as well, extremely distraught, extremely sensitive.
According to police, Blackmore told them she left her baby in her bedroom closet after giving birth back in June. An autopsy revealed the infant died of multiple stab wounds. Her attorney would not comment about the allegations.
These kinds of cases take a long time, and what we're talking about is a 16-year-old girl, you know, there's a lot of different factors to consider on both sides.
He admits it's very early in the process and hopes the court system can make the final determination in Blackmore's case.
She faces a life term without parole if convicted of the charges. In Currituck County, North Carolina, Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Blackmore remains held at the Currituck County Correctional Center on $500,000 bond.
Police say a Newport newsman exposed himself to two girls, 12 and 13. Officers arrested 43-year-old Terrence Bobbitt, charged him with indecent liberties and indecent exposure. Investigators say the girls told their mother what happened to them yesterday afternoon in the Oyster Point area, and then the woman called police.
Families of service members who commit suicide are now getting condolence letters from the president. The White House says it made the change this week after an intense review of the long-standing policy of only sending condolence letters to families of troops who died in combat or as a result of a non-combat incident. Some military families push for this change. The new policy will apply to service members in combat zones, not to those who commit suicide while stateside.
Another bear sighting in Hampton Roads.
He ran out of the woods, crossed both lanes of traffic and the railroad track.
Oh yeah, you're going to see that bear on the run. It did bring traffic to a standstill. We'll tell you why the animal was likely on the prowl.
And it looks like something out of a movie, but this happened last night out west. We'll show you more video of this massive storm as it moved in.
Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg made what he calls an awesome announcement. What's new on the social network?
Have this belief at Facebook.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Facebook is making a move to protect its status as the world's largest leading social network. It has a new deal to team up with the popular video chatting company Skype. Facebook already has 750 million users worldwide communicating with each other. Now the founder announced a new way for those users to connect, video chatting through Skype.
We just have this belief at Facebook, partially validated by the success that we've had with platforms so far, that independent entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs who focus on one specific type of thing will always do better than a company that's trying to do a million things.
The concept of video chatting isn't new, but simplifying it and introducing into the social network realm could give it and Skype a major boost.
They really see that Facebook has something that they can't get. the engagement level of those 750 million users compared to the, say, 125 million who are really engaged on Skype.
The Facebook Skype pairing comes about 1 week after the world's leading search engine, Google, introduced its own social networking site called Google+. Among its features, video chatting for multiple users. Facebook's initial video chat offering is one-to-one. Wonder what the Winklevoss twins think of this. Skype has offered free internet and video calls since 2003. Microsoft is in the process of acquiring Skype, but that deal is not affected by today's announcement with Facebook.
While we're on technology, a new iPhone appears to be on the way. Yep, Apple has placed parts orders with key vendors for the next model of the popular smartphone. The Wall Street Journal reports the new phone should roll out by September. Suppliers say the upgraded iPhone will be thinner and lighter than the iPhone 4. They also say it will have an 8-megapixel camera. Wow. One vendor says it's been told to help meet a sales goal of 25 million units by the end of the year.
Would you buy a pet while you're drunk? The owners of this store say it happens all the time there. Now it is enforcing a buying ban.
Okay, speaking of pets, well, This guy's maybe a little big for that. Local drivers had a close call because of this guy. Why animal experts think the bear was on the loose along a local highway, and you'll hear what happened to him as well.
Super Duper 10 Live, the biggest rain. You can see it stretching now from Newport News on southwestward toward the Emporia area. We do have that one warning in effect, which includes Newport News until 5:30. We'll update you on that and show you when all of this is moving in, what it's going to bring. All of that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
A 350-pound black bear caused traffic troubles this morning in Portsmouth. He's cute.
Yeah, it looks like he's just having a little nap there. Crews eventually cornered him off Town Point Road in 164. 10 on your sides, Katie Collette picks up the story from there.
Oftentimes, the road to love can lead to confusion. For one black bear in Portsmouth, his search for romance led him to a major roadblock.
But this particular location is not good. If you left this wooded area, there's a lot of roads, commuter traffic, so we thought that we should probably come here and see what we can do.
Off of Town Point Road in 164, a major highway, Aaron Proctor of the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries joined this large team trying to capture a 350-pound bear in this small wooded area.
He's probably looking for a mate, and he just is heading the wrong direction, unfortunately.
Roughly 30 miles in the wrong direction. Proctor says the bear traveled all the way from the Great Dismal Swamp and hid from his audience for about 2 hours before this biologist unloaded a tranquilizer dart. Not exactly Cupid's arrow.
Unfortunately, which happens a lot of times, is he ran out of the woods, crossed both lanes of traffic and the railroad track, but luckily nobody got hurt. I was concerned because the first dart that got in him is going to make him drowsy and woozy, and I didn't want him to collapse on the road. You know, he's basically like a drunk bear at this point in time.
The bear eventually dozed off on the 164 off-ramp, yards away from where this all started. It took a number of people to load the 350-pounder into a truck to take him back to where he began, a fresh start at finding a mate. After all, who doesn't get lost finding their way to love every once in a while? In Portsmouth, Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
You see what love will do to a man?
Yeah, just stop looking. Let it come to you.
Or a bear in this case. That's right. Let it come to you. Crews say they're going to monitor the bear before releasing him back into the wild, Nicole, away from the urban areas. Well, today's bear capture in Portsmouth comes several months after this scene. Remember this one in Virginia Beach at the oceanfront. Only Chopper 10 got some incredible shots of a bear named Shadow, as he's affectionately known. Wildlife teams did the same thing here, tranquilized him after he ran up a tree, and after waiting to make sure he was asleep, that's what happened to Shadow. Crews got the rope and they lured him down and took him to his new home in the Dismal Swamp.
You've heard of drunk texting and drunk dialing, but what about drunk puppy buying? Employees at a pet store in New York City say they've seen plenty of it. Le Petit Puppy is surrounded by bars and restaurants in the West Village, and people apparently tend to stumble in after happy hour. The shop now bans drunk people from trying to buy dogs.
So if we feel like the dog is not safe and the people are not, they're not just eccentric, they're like really drunk and they're not in the right mind, we just say, how about you come back tomorrow, we'll talk about it. We don't want to confront them, we don't want to tell them, you're drunk, I'm not going to sell you a dog, but because just going to make it worse.
Intoxicated customers are also forbidden to even hold the puppies because they can drop them. You think?
Now, in high definition, your Super Dapper 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
The warning for Newport News and really Surrey County and Isle of Wight County, that has been dropped a little bit early. The storm is weakened. However, it's still strong, still packing a punch. We may see some small hail, certainly torrential downpours, and a few gusty winds. Let's get right into it. Show you what's going on into the region in terms of these thunderstorms dropping on through. And they really kind of pulse up. They'll get stronger and then fall apart a little bit. But we could see things pulse right back on up a bit in terms of getting stronger. We had a good strong area of thunderstorms, for example, moved northward right on through Suffolk and Isle of Wight County, moved through Newport News and Hampton, tended to fall apart. Right now, it's on up toward Cape Charles. You can see it falling apart there. But this area is still holding tough, not quite as strong as it was, but we're getting very, very heavy rain out of that and some intense lightning at times. Now, it's not as intense as it was a little while ago, but you can see where some of this heavy rain is over the Fort Eustis area into Lee Hall, really in between Williamsburg and Newport News, just approaching the interstate right now. There's Lee Hall, here's Booth, here's Chip Oaks Plantation across the river. Jamestown, you're getting the better part of it right now. Things are getting a little bit better, but you can see this area right on into here. 36 lightning strikes out of this area right now. However, we were zoomed in on this same storm about half an hour ago, and there's something like 400 lightning strikes in 5 minutes out of that one. So again, this has weakened somewhat as it's moving into Lee Hall. Oyster Point, you'll likely get some, and it'll likely move toward Acres coming up in a little while as well. Now, we are still seeing some strong thunderstorms here, 323 lightning strikes out of this area in the past 5 minutes. This is Sussex County. Here's Wakefield. Here's Southampton County. And this particular area continues to drop slowly to the east-southeast at about 20 miles an hour. This area is going to have some heavy rain, and a lot of this is farmland into here, out all the way on out toward Jarrett along I-95 and Emporia. There's some scattered rainfall as well. You can see not much into the Hampton Roads area, and really the eastern shore, a little bit of light rain, occasionally a bolt of lightning, but nothing real big. So again, you can see that one is falling apart. This is the area that went through Newport News, through Isle of Wight and Suffolk and Newport News a little bit earlier on. And we got a brand new area south of the Albemarle Sound that we're going to be watching for development coming up in the next few hours. That particular area is generally moving northeastward, so we'll watch that, and of course we'll watch the area over Newport News. Here's what's going on with our forecast. Torrential downpours are the biggest evening threat out of any of these thunderstorms that move on through. Huge rain likely. Other threats, lightning, very likely. Hail, question mark. Strong winds, question mark, but we could see some isolated stuff out of that. And we've got repeat performances coming up on Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon. Then Saturday morning, we'll likely see a little bit of rainfall into the area. However, I think Saturday afternoon, we might even see a little bit of sunshine. Now, here's our 7-day forecast. Good chance of rain coming up for tomorrow. Even better chance of rain coming up for Friday. That'll be our real good shot of some rain. And then by Saturday, we could see a few morning showers, a rumble or two of thunder, and then some clearing later on in the day. Sunday, we're looking at some sunshine with a few stray clouds, 89, then back into the low 90s for Monday and Tuesday. We'll update Super Dapper 10 live for you. Newport News, you're going to get some very heavy rain right during the rush hour. You're getting it already. We'll update Super Dapper 10 live for you in just a few minutes.
Oh, those summer storms. How about this? A boat going around and round and round she goes with no one on board. We'll tell you how this happened.
Then it might sound strange, but the surgeon who performs your neck surgery may have learned the procedure in this semi-truck parked in Norfolk. We'll explain why next. Take a look at the massive dust storm that rolled through central Arizona last night. The National Weather Service says 50 to 60 mile-per-hour winds pushed the dust wall into the Phoenix area. The storm drastically reduced visibility and temporarily stopped flights at the airport. Strong winds also brought down power lines and knocked out power to thousands of homes there. An empty boat went around in circles for several hours Monday in a Wisconsin lake. Look at that. A wave tossed the owner in the water. Another boater picked him up unharmed. Sheriff's deputies eventually lassoed the wayward boat. There were too many sparks at a couple of 4th of July celebrations. 10 minutes into the show at a high school in Irvine, California, a couple of trees caught fire. It took crews about an hour to put it out. No one was hurt. There was an unplanned explosion 5 minutes into a fireworks display at a pool in Clarksville, Clarksburg, West Virginia. My goodness. This is amateur video there of the accident. No one was hurt in this one.
I used to work in Clarksburg many years ago. An Olympic announcement, a first for one country. We'll tell you what city won the right to host the 2018 Winter Games, then helping struggling homeowners. New at 5:30 here about a federal program that's giving out loans that don't need to be repaid. Please. Almost there. Of course, I was telling a story for 30 seconds before I changed mics, so it's kind of my fault.
I would like you to stay on 8.
Yes, because I'm going to have another story like real quick.
Hello, Melanie.
Hi, testing 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9.
Hello, Stephanie.
Check 1 2.
All right, sports fans, look for the 2018 Winter Olympics in Asia.
The 23rd Olympic Winter Games in 2018 are awarded to the city of Pyeongchang.
The envelope, please. That came down this morning from the International Olympic Committee. The group decided on the South Korean city in the first round of voting. South Korea has never hosted the Winter Games. It did have the 1988 Summer Games in Seoul. By the way, the 2012 Summer Olympics are going to be in London, and you'll be able to watch Olympic Games through 2020 right here on WAVY TV 10. We're not going to go that far. How about 5:30? WAVY News 10. It starts right now.